project. She was writing this piece for Music for Galway, and we had some talks about it in meetings, and it just so happened over the summer when we met around the time that I was programming and finalising things for this year, there was a really shameful set of riots in Belfast that kind of hugely disrupted the tone in our city and actually closed this university, amongst many other worse things. And I suppose that really got me reflecting on how it would be nice to celebrate the diversity of our city and utilise a positive experience, such as listening to this piece that Elaine has written. So this week is actually one of two programmes that we're doing. It's part of a project that we have organised with #Ensemble, and we're delighted to have them joining us all the way from Warsaw. We're doing several concerts throughout the year with the ensemble, and this week we're doing both this concert today with two of their musicians, and then on Saturday evening as well. So I'd really encourage a lot of you to come. It's our annual concert of International Women's Day on Saturday evening, and a fantastic programme. And for many of you that already know, as ensemble in residence here at Queen's, we offer free tickets to staff and students at the university. So it would be really lovely to have as many of you there as possible as well. But the project spans throughout the whole year. So not only have we two amazing musicians with us for this week, but some of us will travel over to Warsaw in July to perform with them at their festival, and then later in September as well. So we're very grateful to British Council for funding that project, and as always to Arts Council of Northern Ireland for their support for the whole season. I'd like to invite Elaine to say a few words about the piece to set it in context, but first I'll just let the musicians get settled on stage. So please welcome Hardray and Soloist Ensemble.
Songs of Travel. It's an animated graphic novel, and it comes underneath the umbrella term of game, but it's not as involved as a game in the traditional sense. So we have Leo who is scrolling through as the game is projected up on the screen. So it tells the story of 5 people who have all been displaced from their place of birth, either because of economic reasons, culture, war. For me personally, I think being displaced from your place of birth must be the worst thing in the world. So these are 5 stories of 5 real people. I've met one of them personally, Michael, who is the middle one, who came to Galway last year when we premiered the piece. The video game was made in Vienna, and they commissioned me to write the score for it. They wanted real instruments, real people playing real music, and each story lasts about maybe 8 or 9 minutes. So on the screen you'll see beautiful animation. We work very closely with a visual team, graphic artists and writers as well, and then there's text boxes, so that's how a lot of the information is relayed to you, as well as the individuals themselves appearing in every chapter telling their story. So you'll actually see and you'll hear them tell their very, very honest and truthful stories. So it's a game, so you can download it for free on your phone. I think just people of a certain age, that really scares them. So in your program, there's this little thing, and you can just there's a barcode, you just scan it, and you download it in your game, go to bed with a pair of headphones, and just play your way through it very slowly. You scroll through it, listen to the music, and then you're, as the gamer, you're in complete control. But what we've done today is we kind of set it out like a film as such. So we have the soundtrack and then with the live visuals. So I would please encourage you to do so. So that's our characters up there. And the top right in the yellow, please give us a wave, that's Jack Gutman. And he himself is a Syrian refugee. He is based in Vienna, who works for the game company. And Jack is very involved in not only the creation of the overall look and feel of the game, but he also narrates and relates the experiences of the individuals with his own experiences. And so every time he appears in each of the chapters, he's always dressed in yellow, and then there's a little riff of music that his brother gave to me to say, could I incorporate this into the Game of Travel game whenever Jack appears on the screen. So you'll hear a little riff that comes back all the time. So we have, the first story is about Light, and Light is a non-binary Syrian who had to flee from Syria, and he made his way to the United Arab Emirates and then fled from there and is now currently in Vienna, just really struggling with his identity. So he tells his story. Then we're followed by Van, and Van is the daughter of Vietnamese contract workers who came to Germany in the 1980s. And then when the wall came down and all the Vietnamese were kind of forced really to go back home, of the 70,000, about 20,000 stayed. Her parents stayed, so she was born in 1995. So she was born in Austria, but she looks Vietnamese, so she struggles with that whole dual identity. She looks one way but speaks the other, and she relays her story very beautifully in the film. The middle story is about Michael Cicora, whose father, Francesco Cicora, in the 1940s, left his home place of Molise in southern Italy and made his way to Belgium to work in the coal mines. There was this massive call out really targeting southern Italy for men to go and work in the coal mines, and thousands did. And then 10 years after he was there, the whole coal mine on the 8th of August 1956 experienced a horrendous explosion, and everyone was killed. All the bodies were exhumed, and they identified all of the bodies apart from 14, and one of those 14 is Michael's father, Francesco. And he has spent his whole adult life, Michael is now in his early 70s and is desperate to find his father's bones so he can take them back to Italy. So for years and years he's been working at this, and 2 years ago the Belgian authorities exhumed the 14 bodies, and they did really intensive DNA testing. I remember it being on BBC News at that time, and they identified they exhumed the bodies, they DNA tested, and they identified 2 of the bodies and reunited them with their families. But the team said to Michael, "This is not your father's not here. Some other family has taken your father." So he's coming to terms with that. He's now in his mid-70s, and he's just saying, right, now time just to let this go, to remember his father. The fourth one is about a beautiful Turkish man called Hassan, born in Turkey. His parents, for economic reasons, moved to Austria, where he now lives and works as a photographer. But he has no idea where he's from. He's desperate to find his roots. So he regularly drives back to Turkey, back to the village where he was born. And when he's there, they all look at him as, oh, he's the rich Austrian with the nice camera and the fancy car. But yet when he's in Austria, they see him, he's the big rough Turkish man. And so he really struggles. He just doesn't know where he belongs. And then the final story is Olya. And Olya is she was a high-flying Ukrainian lawyer, and then had to flee her place of birth twice, 2014, and then again in 2022. She's now in Exeter, retraining to practice law now in the UK. And her story is all about her and her cat, Alice. And everybody kept saying to her, "Get rid of the cat, that cat's holding you back, that cat's old, you need to get visas, you need to move, you need to get out of here." And she kept saying, no, I'm not going anywhere without Alice. So if you really believe in something, that's the power of her story, is if you really believe in something, you put your foot down and you really go for it. So without any more words, I give you Songs of Travel.
My name is Jack, and this is Songs of Travel. I'm one of the developers of this motion comic, and today I will also be the narrator of this game as we cover 5 different stories related to migration. Now, I know a little bit about the topic since I had to flee my home country, Syria, to escape the civil war. I'll be with you throughout the game and try to connect the dots. Let's get going.
Krawi. I am a queer, trans, live-out artist in Vienna. I'm also a refugee here. And at the moment I'm trying to work my way through the art scene here in a way where I can provoke politics that and make like some sort of direction at politics that protects us. And everything in my life at the moment is revolving around that. did find something close to home with the people that love me, with the friends that I've made, the people that have my back. The social life that I finally have the option to have, because I never had a social life before, I was always the one who was out there. I'm not a part of society. I will never be part of society or anything that's acceptable. But here, people are more exposed to queerness. I found my refugee amongst other people of color, not necessarily ones that share my culture, but are queer, are trans, and they care enough to listen. Because we listen to each other, and this is how you will make this work. You know, in that sense, home exists in that sense. I don't want to say it's close to home, no, it is home.
Ich bin Bani, ich komme eigentlich aus Chemnitz, wohne jetzt in Leipzig seit 2,5 Jahren und bin Kulturschaffende, Bildungsreferentin für antirassistische Themen und befasse mich in meiner Freiberuflichkeit hier mit dem Themengebiet ostdeutsche Diaspora, also vietnamesisch ostdeutsche Geschichten, vor allem eben die Geschichte der VertragsarbeiterInnen und die Erinnerungskultur und Aufarbeitung und arbeite momentan noch in einem Verein als Öffentlichkeitsarbeit. Genau, die DDR wollte damals eben sogenannte sozialistische Bruderstaaten einladen, um sozusagen Arbeitskräfte aus diesen Ländern in die DDR zu versenden, um dort eben die Wirtschaft anzukurbeln. Da waren Länder darunter wie Vietnam, Mosambik, Kuba, Angola. Da kamen eben Tausende von Menschen, vorwiegend große ostdeutsche Städte und eben auch nach Chemnitz. Und meine Eltern kamen auch nach Karl-Marx-Stadt, so hieß Chemnitz damals, und sind bis 1987 dort gelandet, wurden 3 Monate lang eingeführt. Die hatten einen kurzen Crashkurs in Deutsch, die konnten sich ein bisschen in der Arbeit einführen lassen und dann ging es eigentlich schon los. Wir hatten einen Vertrag, der über 3 bis 5 Jahre ging. Das Ziel war eigentlich nicht, dass die Menschen da bleiben, sondern immer nur für einen bestimmten Zeitraum in einem Rotationsprinzip da sind und dann auch wieder gehen. Ich glaube, erstmal wünsche ich mir Projekte wie diese Projekte, also Projekte, an denen selber marginalisierte Menschen arbeiten, ihre Geschichte erzählen dürfen oder ihre Erfahrungen einbringen dürfen zumindest, dass Menschen, die selber Erfahrungen gemacht haben, mitbestimmen dürfen in solchen Prozessen und sie fragen, ob sie ihre Geschichte erzählen möchten. Weil das reicht manchmal schon, wenn man sie fragt und wenn man ihnen die Chance gibt, sich Raum einzunehmen. Ich finde es wichtig, wenn Menschen eben nicht als anders gelesen werden in der Innenstadt, in irgendwelchen Spaces, wo es einfach okay ist, dass man nicht weiß ist. Also ich würde mir wünschen, dass Menschen, die marginalisiert sind, sich auch trauen, durch das Spaces zu gehen, dass man einfach mehr sichtbar ist und dass man aber auch als weißdeutsche Person sensibilisiert ist darüber, dass man eben zum Beispiel als Institution und so weiter eben auch als Macht hat, um auch Räume zu schaffen für Menschen.
My name is Michele Cicora. I am 71 years of age. I come from San Giuliano di Puglia, a small village in the region of Molise, in the south of Italy. The economic situation in my region, in most of Italy, but especially in the south, were very dire. There was very little work. The only ones who had consistent work were professionals, civil servants, artisans, and the others were mainly day-to-day laborers. My father emigrated emigrated to Belgium in 1948 at the age of 40. The reason for emigrating was that at the time he had already 6 children. I was born later in 51. So he took that decision with the intention of working a few years there and earn enough money to secure our well-being. 4 or 5 people in the whole village. So the news came mainly through the radio or civil servants, and it was a few days later that one of the people from the village who had worked in Belgium in one of the mines, during one of the radio bulletins, he recognized Bois du Gazier. It was only later on that during my frequent visits to the mine that I came to know that all the miners' bodies had been recovered. 14 of them were buried in the middle of the Marcinelle cemetery. The official request for the DNA started when I wrote to the Italian foreign minister. From then on, I must say and stress that it was the Belgians who helped me a lot. They really took it to heart. Yeah, we went on to getting the result of 2 being identified. My reaction was a mixture of emotion. Very sad because they wouldn't trace my father, they couldn't identify my father. But I was incredibly proud and emotionally charged when there was the funeral with the 14 coffins there and the families of the identified miners next to them. That made me feel really proud, and it meant that it was positive, and I would do it all over again.
Bin 28 Jahre alt, lebe in Linz, habe an der Kunstuniversität studiert, arbeite derzeit in der Arbeit der KMU österreichischen Kultur. Ich bin in Istanbul geboren, als ich 1,5 Jahre alt geworden bin, und meine Mama hat also in Istanbul gelebt. Mein Papa war in der Zeit schon in Europa. Als ich 1,5 Jahre alt war, sind wir in Österreich gekommen. Mein Papa hat davor halt schon in der Schweiz gearbeitet und dann ist er halt in Österreich gekommen. Dort hat er dann eine Lehre angefangen als Maler, Anstreicher. Bei meinem Papa ist es halt ein bisschen so widersprüchlich, würde ich sagen. Für ihn ist halt so das Dorf auch sehr stark mit Traumata und Gewalt halt auch irgendwie verbunden. Er hat halt sehr jung seinen Vater verloren und deshalb ist er halt auch mit 12, 13 Jahren weg vom Dorf und auf Baustellen gearbeitet. Meine Mama schon immer wieder die Lust und den Drang, zurück in das Dorf zu fahren. Ich habe das Dorf so als Sehnsuchtsort irgendwie so erlebt als Kind. einerseits, weil er in Istanbul seine Familie besucht, dann war er in Adana von seiner Frau halt, dann war er halt irgendwie noch eine Woche lang in Antalya, dann waren wir noch so 5 Tage im Dorf, also wir haben dann halt gemeinsam gegrillt und du hast jetzt richtig gemerkt, eigentlich die Kids hatten überhaupt keinen Bock. Sein Anlass war es auch irgendwie seinen Kindern halt seine Dorfzeit überzustülpen. Und die haben das halt nicht so krass in Anspruch genommen. Also das hast jetzt richtig gemerkt, die waren halt an ihren Handys, an ihren Tablets, die hatten auch keine Freunde mehr, mit denen sie halt irgendwie spielen hätten können. Und für diese Person zum Beispiel ist es halt so ein bisschen, okay, ich komme jetzt zurück zu meinen Ursprüngen, schnaufe hier ein bisschen aus ein paar Tage, kann aber auch gleichzeitig halt wieder ein bisschen Heimatluft schnuppern und fahre dann jetzt wieder zurück in mein gesetteltes Leben, sehne ich mich halt wieder ein bisschen nach diesem Ort und habe aber diese Romantik in meinem Kopf, dass es halt irgendwie so ist, aber eigentlich, also es ist halt völlig anders, als wie halt die Person auch das davor war.
So my name is Olga Gvozdarikova. Nobody can pronounce it properly. Well, I'm Ukrainian. I'm lawyer in Ukraine. And now I'm a refugee. It was shocking. It was shocking because the life just stopped for me. But first of all, like all transport stopped. There was no supply of food or fuel. I remember I was walking from petrol station to petrol station, listening to plastic bottle, looking for fuel. I remember the most shocking was when I came to supermarket. she's part of my family. I took her, she was month and a half. Yeah, she was very funny kitten. She makes me happy and she reminds me all my way from Donetsk to UK now, because we went through that together. And even if other people told me, just leave her, she is quite old, you have to move first, you have to go to the UK, just leave her. And I was crying 3 times in Vienna. And I just decided to meditate it, you know, until I find the decision. And now when I see her in my cottage, I just remember the days when I was really struggling and making this decision what to do. And now it just showed me that if you really want something, if you really feel like it should be like that, just follow this way and all doors will open for you.